It says we are live, and it looks like there are some people here. So if you can hear us, do you want to say something so they can see they can hear you too?
Can you make sure you guys can hear us? Give us a thumbs up in the chat so that we know that you are here and that the audio is working. I'm so excited to finally be back with everyone for this live stream.
Yeah, how's everyone doing this Saturday, June 22nd? We got a lot of things going on our side. Please introduce yourself as you come in here, just so we know this is going smooth as well. It says we are live, but only for like 5-6 seconds, so maybe they're only hearing us now.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there's a delay.
But if you hear us, let us know, please. Here, so I'm going to turn that one off. So I've got 2 double layers coming on.
Oh my goodness,
that'd be too much. Overlay. And then let me just put this on to see how we're sounding. Nice. Okay, we're on. Petra says hi.
Hi, Petra.
Okay, we're on. Petra says hi. Sip's here. Ooh, Sip, we got a lot to talk about with that first episode.
All the audio's working.
All 5 out of 5. Okay, we're great. People are going to be flying in now. Petra, Sip, Shadowstar, all hello. How are y'all's weekends going? We got a lot to do ourselves. We have a big checklist, to-do list. We have to have this whole house emptied for floors to happen. On Monday and Tuesday, we're going to a bed and breakfast, and we can't be in our house for 2 whole days while they're doing it, because they're even doing like the bathroom too.
Yeah, so what's actually happening is we have new carpets going in on the stairs, new carpets on the upstairs, so all the bedrooms are being recarpeted. Then we have a team coming in, and they're doing new flooring in the kitchen and downstairs, tearing out all the tile, and all the baseboards and casings around all the door frames and windows are all being done as well. So hopefully it does get done in the 2 years, 2 days.
Yeah.
The 2 days that are allotted for that period of time. And then directly after there are 2 separate teams that are coming in to do all the flooring and baseboards and casings and all that stuff are coming in to get that done. And then right after that, we have a cleaning company coming in to clean everything up. So hopefully that will take care of the whole 9 yards before we then have another team. So a 4th team coming in to then bring in staging furniture and all that kind of stuff to make it look like it's lived in, but it's not lived in. It's like a catalog, and then it's going up for sale. So there's a lot happening this week.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch. So we're trying our best to get in front of the camera here. You also just got sick recently, which was devastating. You're only not throwing up every day now. So that's good that you're feeling better and that we can get in front of the camera here.
Are you sure y'all are moving? Sim, I'm pretty.
It's very empty and light. You're very right. We love the new color, though. I think it's going to be great for the cell. And to quickly talk about what Sip said, if any of y'all haven't seen the new House of Dragon Season 2, Episode 1, please go check it out. If you don't have Crave, I mean, fair enough then. But it's definitely worth it. What did you think about the first episode?
Okay, so I love House of Dragons. I love the whole Game of Thrones series in of itself and everything that it's about. The first episode, it was very slow going at first, just because it was the first. It's like the pilot of the new season.
Petra hasn't even seen.
I won't spoil
Game of Thrones. You never seen Game of Thrones yet, or the first season?
Goodness.
Okay, you haven't seen the first season of House of Dragons.
So I find House of Dragons definitely has a more serious setting than Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones had a lot more comedy mixed in with it.
Yeah,
that gave a little bit of that like release that people need when they're watching a TV show that is as dramatic and hard-hitting as what HBO has done with House of Dragons and Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I definitely thought it was a bit slow going at first, but I think it was highly needed considering the topic at hand that was being performed throughout the episode. There is one character, Alicent Hightower.
You love her.
The entire Hightower family, and I want to burn them to the ground with the breath of a dragon. I hope that happens.
That's why her nickname at first was Dragon Alahara Queen.
Dragon Queen Alahari
Right.
was my nickname for like 8 years working at Best Buy. Just to give you some context on that, I had a customer come into work one day, and I guess I wasn't having a very good day. And that customer then went to my boss and told my boss I was a dragon lady.
Wow.
And my boss then came up to me to be like, hey, Alanna, I need you to like, chill out a little bit because this customer called you a dragon lady. And I looked at my boss and I said, I ain't a lady, I'm a motherfucking queen. And for 8 years, I was known as Dragon Queen Alahari from that point on.
That's how I met her.
That was my streaming Twitch name and everything. So that was great. And but yeah, I love Game of Thrones and House of Dragons. I like what they're doing with this spin-off series prequel. But I do think it needs a little bit more comedy thrown in there because of how serious it is.
Well, I think the first episode had to set a tone because of what happened in the end of season 1 with like the kid dying and all that stuff, right? What do you mean? Shh.
Don't spoil it.
We're talking about it right now, and he just asked you what the season 2 was. We can talk about season 1, obviously.
Okay,
and if you don't know, then I do apologize, and then we shouldn't be talking about that. We can talk about other things if y'all want.
But I guess, yeah, somebody died, but we won't tell you who died.
Someone died. They needed us. The title of season 1, episode 2, season 2, episode 1 is A Son for a Son.
That's true.
So let's be honest, the son died. But what other shows are y'all watching right now? Because we also are watching Suits, which is an awesome show outside of that. And also wanted to say hi to none of your beeswax. Hello. That's someone else we haven't said hello to who is here as well. Kind of for what's going on with the channel moving forward real quick. So we started this channel as a kind of a gaming channel, right?
Yes.
And eventually I started streaming on my own, started reacting on my own, and then Alanna joined us kind of maybe 4 months into reacting.
Yeah, I think so.
We then got into a bunch of membership reactions and doing reactions for fun on our side as well. But now that we have so much going on with life, we've had to actually stop our membership reactions. That does not mean I will stop reacting in total. And hopefully Alanna can be at some of the reactions, but just moving forward while we're moving and trying to find out where we're going to live and all these other things. We can't do those yet, but then that means we still have stuff coming out, and we're going to try to go live a little bit more like this so you can see how we're progressing with our travels and all that.
Yeah, because like where we're kind of at right now is we've had to put a pause on all memberships for the near future until we kind of figure out where we're going and we're able to retool everything. So I'm just going to call it a pause instead of like a full stop.
Yeah, definitely a pause. Yeah, that's the goal, right?
Definitely just a pause on memberships, and then that way, because when we're selling the place, so we have to sell, make sure everything gets done with lawyers and stuff. I am also having to figure out stuff with court with Avery's biological father, so that's also in the mix of selling.
Yeah, in the midst, we're trying to get full custody of Avery in the midst of this.
Yes, and so then with that, we are going to be returning back home to our island, and then once we return to the island, we're actually staying with my dad and grandparents, periodically until we figure out where we're going to be living, find a place.
Yeah.
Can get everything set up, make sure we have an office space to make sure that we are able to then, if we do come back to doing like the full where both of us are doing membership reactions.
Please ask anyone who has questions.
Just throw them in there and we will get to them.
We'll jump right to the questions.
We're just going to keep talking and saying things until we get questions.
Yeah.
And so then that way we can figure out where we're going, what's going on. So we can retool and rekit and see what we need to come up with to make sure that this channel keeps going to the best of its abilities and even can grow and become more than just what it has been, so that we're able to be there more for you guys and put back the love for all of you that you have given to us for this entire last 2 years.
And especially for people who can't be members, with this juggling act, we didn't know what the right way really to do this was. So with this pause, we get to come back and hopefully get a system going where we can establish it. We don't need the maybe babysitting from Avery and all
Absolutely.
that became a big issue in a way, in a struggle, because for both of us to be here, we needed a babysitter, and that just became such a grind. So as things are moving forward, hopefully it gets a little easier and we can do the best of both worlds. And Shadowstar, you keep retracting your messages. If you don't have to, we're here.
Don't have to. Don't be nervous. I saw you'd be here all evening with us because you have so many questions to ask. So ask those questions, but don't retract them, because then I can't see them.
But yeah, so I'm even thinking myself moving forward. I already missed your reaction. I bet, Patrick. I miss coming too. So something I want to do moving forward, going live and reacting on YouTube is not the best course of action. That's actually how we got our first community strike. So moving forward, even if it is just me, I'm going to go on Twitch and have moments where I'll be on for like an hour straight or something, kind of like Tari Reacts does, if any of y'all know. And then we can do some reaction requests that way. And then it will be kind of live and all that.
Absolutely.
And yeah, the community is great. We're building a lot of community. Someone even from Russia randomly joined our Discord and was here for Taria. So I think it's amazing how many communities are coming out of this.
What other music do you listen to other than the ones you react to? So I listen to a lot of pop music. I listen to a lot of alternative music. I listen to a lot of like techno-y, hip hop, very and instrumental orchestral stuff. Outside of reacting. So I listen to a little bit of everything.
For me, you kind of are seeing what I like to react. Opeth, Dream Theater, Linkin Park is what I listen to on my own time. Mastodon, stuff like that. Since coming onto the channel, I listen to Epica and Nightwish like every day. That's what's dominating me now.
Yes, Petra, the Taria Discord channel in our Discord is extremely active. I have been going and making more topics because I know the Taria as a topic is very active. Very booming. Kyle's been doing a lot of Coke Studio stuff. So if anyone is here from Coke Studio, I've created a Coke Studio topic channel in the Discord now. So anything Coke Studio related to, you can talk about in there. If you guys have any other topics that you want me to add that I haven't thought of, definitely let me know so I can make those channels. If you're looking at the Discord and you're like, hey, Alanna, you should do this, then let me know so I can just throw that in. I'm still kind of new to that whole Discord channel thing.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all, starting this YouTube channel, I didn't realize how difficult it was to actually maintain communities in multiple levels. Y'all are saying that we've done a great job, especially for Taria, and I really appreciate that, but I know we can do better. And that's what I want to focus on moving forward a lot this year, is to try to get the communities growing again and talking and all that, like, because we have a lot of subscribers, but they're from so many different areas, different time zones, different languages. It's really hard to find a correct time and place to get everyone chatting. And I know a lot of people don't want to come onto some of these voice chats because maybe English isn't their first language that they've spoken to. So we're trying to find a great way to keep this community growing, because we've seen so many other YouTube reaction channels that have incredible communities that I'm not saying are better than us or anything, but they're doing something awesome that's allowing them to grow. So we want to learn from some of these other people that are keeping things going. And to answer your question, Shadowstar, who inspired me to pick up a guitar? That is very, very simple. It was Steve Vai, for the love of God. It was one time at lunch, my friend showed me the YouTube video of Steve Vai shredding that guitar, and ever since then I wanted to learn. And there you go. No, it wasn't Linkin Park, because Linkin Park was my first music I love, but I didn't want to play guitar from Linkin Park. I just loved the music itself. But
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, a tin. Where are you at? Miles, how you doing? I think that's really cool, because recently I just showed my family SB19 outside of me. And Tins are the SB19 fans. So thank you so much, Miles, for coming in. I hope you just saw the last reaction I did. And
I need to make an SB19 topic in the Discord.
We do. If y'all haven't seen it and you like your pop music but good dancing and good singing, definitely an incredible group to check out.
Kyle just showed me Moonlight, and that was such an amazing song. Fantastic choreography.
Yeah, right?
Just an amazing performance altogether. And like seeing that group, it really brought back a lot of that like nostalgia for me when I was an early teenager.
We're boy band lovers ourselves.
I love boy bands.
So that's some music outside of the channel that maybe you wouldn't think we'd like too, right? But yeah, Sip, you only do YouTube and Discord is quite challenging enough. I agree. Y'all know me. If I had a choice, it would all be on YouTube, and I'd just be doing my YouTube community posts outside of stuff because I'm a simple man myself. I only started growing my Instagram recently, so like it is hard to juggle. And a lot of our friends on this channel are a lot older and maybe aren't into some of those newer social media stuff too. So I'm with y'all. Even Discord for me is tough. So
it's really funny because my dad worked in technology, so I grew up in technology, and then I worked in technology for over a decade in sales. And now that I'm not working in technology, the last thing I want to do is touch technology. So I definitely feel that when I'm looking at all these different, like there's Twitch and there's YouTube and there's Instagram and there's Facebook and there's this, that, and everything else. And I'm just like,
Yeah, and you don't want to oversaturate yourself too, but you know, you're not too old for TikTok and Twitch, Petra. But how is everyone's weekend going? What are the plans for all of y'all's? Like our plans this weekend is literally just getting stuff out of the house this whole time. So it's just go, go, go. Right after this stream, we're going to go possibly react to 1 or 2 songs. And then after that, we're done for the next week. Mm-hmm. And then it's just go, go, go. But that's exciting, isn't it?
It is exciting.
I'm not good being comfortable.
It's really funny that you say that because you're not good being comfortable and you're very go, go, go. Whereas for me, I'm very comfortable in my one space and then being in my comfort zone. And then when it gets very go, 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 that's when that's my discomfort.
Yeah, for sure.
So right now it's been really challenging that way on a family standpoint of trying to move and get things done is the different comfort levels of every individual living within the household.
No kidding. And then you still have Avery, who's 14 in school, still trying to have a life, still trying to have a girlfriend in the midst of all this too. And it is very difficult. So yeah, Sunday at 2:20 a.m. here in the Philippines. Miles, thanks for being here, my brother.
Thanks for being here, Miles.
And awesome. So Petra, you just came back visiting with your sister and you mixed a mojito and now you're here. I bet you're jealous of that.
I love mojitos. Oh, except that one time when they made my mojito with salt instead of sugar.
Has that ever happened to y'all, getting a mojito with?
Have you ever had that, Petra? Have you ever ordered a mojito and they made it with salt instead of sugar?
And then awesome, Sip, you're having a nice relaxing time and the weather's getting better. That's awesome. The weather's awesome in Calgary now too. And Shadow Star, I think that's a really good question. I'm sure a lot of you maybe understand what inspired me to start a reaction channel, but at the end of the day, I watched reaction channels for 5 years before I ever started one. And the fact of sharing music itself and experiencing music with people is the only reason why I wanted to start a reaction channel itself. Then I actually started it and it became successful. But that's really what started it. Is I love to share music with people. Even ask Alanna. As soon as I met her, I'm like, hey, check out Opeth. It's the best thing ever. If you don't like Opeth, I don't even know if I could be with you.
Literally.
All jokes aside, but it definitely started out of love for music.
There are any videos you would never react to?
Good question. You know what? I've thought of that before, and we're pretty vanilla. We're pretty conservative. We're pretty, like God-fearing people in a way. So I thought I was going to steer away from some of maybe the anti-God stuff more. But then remembering metal itself is pretty anti-God in a lot of its terms and all that. That was the stuff I thought I would go away from. But I can't think of one topic I wouldn't dive into now.
I don't like body gore.
Okay, well then that's a great one. Well,
For me,
yeah,
so like
straight body gore. Eh?
straight body gore is not something that I can really get into or anything like that.
Well
So
said.
like if there was if there was music and the music video had very heavy body gore
Which has happened a few times.
which has happened a few times, I can get through it, but it isn't my most favorite, and I would prefer a lyric video or just an album cover with the album version behind the music to that video versus watching the body gore aspect of it, because that's just not something that I really enjoy that much.
So we wouldn't be reacting to Saw.
No, I've never watched Saw, and I will never watch Saw.
There you go. But so that's great. And you were I was thinking more like topics, and you're thinking of like a subject of itself being body gore, and that's great because there's been many times that's about the only thing that's ever caused you to almost not even watch a video all the way through is body gore. So yeah, so don't give us the body gore, y'all. If you want it, just make it for me, I guess.
Topic wise, though, I don't think there's any topic that I would ever stray away from. I know that with everyone, we're all human, we're all people, and so sometimes we have bad days, and that bad day can sometimes affect the topic at hand.
Yeah, which has happened to me.
To me as well.
Guilty.
I'm definitely guilty for that, but I actually enjoy every topic. I would love to talk about every topic. I'm very open to experience and open for interpretation and open to have conversations around something that I agree with or don't agree with, regardless, because I'm here to have that openness and that conversation about it, to even open myself up to something like that. Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel from Areas of the Nation. You're the legend, my brother. But thank you so much, man. And to add to that, I think the only thing that we were slightly scared of, not against, but scared of in Canada, if you misgender someone, when mispronoun them, that can be an offense. So there's been some artists that are in that community that we've just been a little on edge by not accidentally saying the wrong pronoun. So that sometimes can make you a little more apprehensive when doing it, when you're not used to having to do that. All my friends and people in my circle, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever way you want to say it, I don't have to use a different gender that I'm not used to saying. So that's the only issues during a reaction, where sometimes we'll say like she instead of they or something, and that can trip us up.
I'm sure you've all seen those moments where I'm getting tripped up or something, and it's not because of any kind of distaste or anything like that. It's just the strangeness or fear, I guess you would say, because of living in a country where there are the legality laws where we could be jailed for misgendering or jailed for different things like that if anyone were to bring offense to it. So that's kind of something that has just being open, that has definitely caused some heart palpitations at times, not because we don't want to dive into that topic, just because we're afraid of, our legality systems within our own country.
Yeah, and if it's not on purpose, they understand. And and to add to that, every reaction video that we have had an LGBT person as the artist, it's actually gone great.
It's great.
And we've always said, like, God bless, and they know our stance, so it's never been friction ever.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day, when we're looking at topics for reaction videos, we're here for the artistry, for the for the art that's being performed, for what's being done on screen, because this is still something that people have put together. I'm going to use Bambi Thug actually as an example, because as God-fearing people, Bambi Thug literally had a devil on stage in a pentagram.
You got that right.
So I've seen a lot of these conversations where or commentaries on YouTube and stuff like that, where people are just like, rah, and going off and going crazy about it. But at the end of the day, for me, it's just artistry. These are people, like Bambi Thug is someone who is so just beautifully enamored within their own mind of the type of art that they want to portray on stage, while putting out a
high helmet
while putting out their own experiences within a lyrical verse. And they're able to do so in a way that I think is actually gorgeous, because they are pushing the bounds and pushing the boundaries outside of the box, while still being able to have good music that can be listened to and enjoyed, whether it is stripped down on a piano version or with all of the cinematography around it as well.
Yeah.
And so that's always what I'm looking for, is like, how good is the music? How good is it to listen to it in all these different variations, like Doomsday Blue that we heard 3 times in 3 separate.
Thanks again, brother. You gifted yourself one.
With these 3 that we were able to listen to in 3 separate ways and still enjoy the song, and then also have an amazing artistry on stage as well, regardless of us being God-fearing people or outside of that as well.
Well said. We just have a lot coming there, so let's keep this going. Amazing said, honestly. And do you also, thank you so much for the gift memberships. That's incredible,
yes,
Daniel. And everyone that has not gone to Areas in the Nations channel, please go and support him there. He's an incredible human, has other channels as well. He just helped us make an incredible bedtime story for our son, Oliver, that all of us got to have a chance to do. And he's doing amazing things over there. So thank you for the love too. And you're on fire right now.
And someone had asked, Petra, you had asked if we like longer videos or shorter videos.
Wait, do you prefer a longer video description for requests or a shorter one? Let me be real with this. I think y'all can tell sometimes going in front of a camera is difficult for us, even though we're doing it. So when you give us descriptions for the reaction, it helps me so much. It gives us a lot of foundation for what we're checking into. We love blind reactions.
It gives some background that is correct while still being blind at the same time.
Exactly. So I prefer maybe medium. I don't want to be talking for 4 minutes straight.
What about 2A position? I don't know what that means. And what country are y'all in? We live in Canada. And 2A. I don't know what 2A.
Bad Wolf 15, thank you for being here. If you're still here, let us know what 2A position means. But part of the country that we're in Canada is Calgary, Alberta right now. Mm-hmm. And we're moving back to British Columbia on the island, Vancouver Island.
Shadowstar Kyle, I saw you uploaded a WWE short a while ago. Are you a wrestling fan? If so, any favorite wrestlers these days? He is a huge wrestling fan.
Big. And actually, to start this channel, before even reactions, I was doing WWE shorts and all that too. So you got to see my love for that. But I love, honestly, Eddie Guerrero was my favorite wrestler. We watched WrestleMania when it just happened, but I don't really watch it like all the time, but it was very exciting to see The Rock and Undertaker come back and John Cena and all that. So if any of those names ring a bell, you okay, honey? Are you just looking outside?
There's a guy outside and I wonder if he's here to pick up the board games.
Oh, right. Do you want to go check?
Can you give me 2
seconds? I can keep this going. We're selling stuff right now as we speak to y'all, but hopefully that answers that. And Mirza Akel, hi, love and respect from Pakistan. Much love as well. Hopefully you've seen some of the Coke Studio reactions as well. And if any of y'all have not seen these Coke Studio reactions that aren't used to seeing music from over in like Pakistan and India and all that, I think you should give yourself a chance and check it out, because it will open your mind to how good the music is over there. I hope you're doing well, Helmet, and congrats everyone who did get a membership as well. And Mirza, you did say that you are checking out those Coke Studio Pakistan reactions. So thank you for that. And now we're catching up. We just made a sell while we're doing this. We just sold a bunch of board games, actually. So Kyle, you just saw the review of the SB19 Moonlight Dance Practice and you love it. I hope to see more of those on the channel. You got that right. More SB19 will be coming down with those, like the behind the scenes as well. I love behind the scenes stuff. Honestly, like I'm not going to say I love it more than music itself, but I'm such a people lover over music, even though music's up there, where I love to find the story behind the music sometimes the most. So
we are definitely a family that watched the movie and then what was it? The documentary or the director's overlay?
Like the director's cut or something?
On DVDs, you can watch the commentary.
The commentary, yeah.
We're definitely the commentary family.
Oh, yeah, big time. Okay, here's a question from Petra. What is the biggest difference you see between your first videos and your current videos? I mean, in terms of your progress, what did you learn the most? Wow. Well said. So I'm very analytical and how I'm doing it. So I'm probably going to answer this in two ways, but
we do have an ad break in 41 seconds.
Okay, that's so cool. They tell us when an ad break's coming. So I have 30 seconds to say this, and then I'm going to not say anything more. The biggest difference from my first video to say right now, the lighting, the technicality of it, the mic's not coming in as good. All the clarity of that stuff isn't as good, but watching me, how I actually react from starting to now, I didn't know when to pause, where now I feel okay to pause whenever. So I can reflect at any time during or after. And it's just easier to listen to the lyrics and the music at the same time, where I used to only be able to focus on the music. And we're getting close to our ad right now.
And yes, it was the guy.
Nice.
He didn't knock on the door. He's
just like, hurry up.
He's like, hello.
And I'm sure some of y'all can hear, because if you're on premium, if you somehow got a membership there, you're still here with us. But hopefully you heard that, Petra. And if you're looking for something different than in terms of progress, thank God you got premium. Yeah. Elevator music time.
So, like, I shouldn't be just, like, doing my finger dances.
Normora, hello. And you almost forgot, but you're here, and it's okay. We're going to have more of these. We're so shy that we sometimes we get in our own head to get in front of a camera when it's live. That's just me at parties, y'all.
Oh, it's Avery. Hi, Avery.
You didn't get an ad. Yippee. Nice. Avery is here.
Go back to Nightwish.
I almost called him Averis.
Averis. Dragon Prince Averis.
Oh, will you react to Nightwish and Epica albums? Yes. Actually, 100%. We are still going to do that. It's really easy to just sit down for 2 hours and then do one edit.
Yes.
Doing that compared to, say, 6 songs, which is even shorter time, it's so much harder. You have to edit every video. You have to thumbnail every video. You have to get titles, descriptions. There's so much more to making a video if you want it to succeed than just posting it. That's also a difference on how these reactions have been going at first. I used to make my own thumbnail. I used to get these out in seconds and not really worry about putting chapters or anything like that. So yeah, like that's a big deal.
And even like figuring out the different ways to do the recording, because you do your hit record, then double check that you hit record like 5 times because you have PTSD of not hitting record.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you have entered the Chronic's rabbit hole. And then you stumble your word, and then you say something wrong, and then you have to delete it and then do it again, So there's so much more than when you're doing a whole album, which might be 10 songs in one album.
Yeah.
But you're able to just hit the record the one time and then just talk and go, and it's a free flowing conversation versus stop recording, start recording, stop recording, start.
And then after the recording, that's only 30 minutes of work opposed to 2 to 3 hours. So it never ever forget to hit record. We've done that so much now and on so many things. Like, I'm surprised we haven't gone crazy, but that's just part of the game, really. And our plan this month, in case y'all forgot, we still do plan on doing Oceanborn from Nightwish if it works out. That will be coming out this month still.
Yes. I asked earlier, sorry I backtracked, but what were your thoughts on the final season of Game of Thrones? Oh, the final season of Game of Thrones. This one's all me.
Oh, now you can talk about spoilers?
Yeah.
All right.
You can't, but I can. The final season of Game of Thrones, I personally thought that everything that happened in the final season of Game of Thrones should have happened in the final season of Game of Thrones. I don't think that they actually went off hilter-kilter or anything in any way with how they depicted the characters or what kind of took place.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that it was extremely rushed, and they didn't give it the full meat and potatoes in the way to say things that they could have, because they were so HBO as a company was just wanting to push out and get to the next thing. So instead of it being like an 8-season series, I think it should have been like a 16. Sorry, instead of being a 8-episode season, should have been like a 16-episode season. Had some prolonged moments in it where they
10
were
episodes
able,
at least, yeah.
like minimum 10 episodes, where they were able to actually fulfill everything and give those characters a proper send-off, versus just how like in the face with a 2x4 that they did it.
And to be honest, y'all, I was so floored by the whole show, and I watched it all in one go, where I didn't really could tell that last season was like different, even though I can see now in hindsight, but I didn't think anything was wrong with it. I thought it was a great send-off, to be honest.
Yeah, and like, so Kyle actually didn't watch Game of Thrones at all during the filming of it, so he managed to stay away from all spoilers until him and I started dating, and then I was like, which was a treat. And so then I actually have the Blu-ray box set of Game of Thrones, so we were able to just sit down and watch the whole thing.
Right. And hey, so Sip, you asked a question here, which kind of is why I don't know how to do it yet. And you said you didn't want to go onto Twitch, so y'all should do Phantoma from Unleash the Archers in one go. It takes you on a journey. And that sounds like a great idea. And I would do that, but on YouTube, at least when we did the last Nightwish on, that's when we got cut. So I don't know if then trying to do Phantoma in one go live would be correct. I probably could do it not live, and then y'all could see a video, but I want to do some more things live with y'all as well. That's kind of why I want to get some Twitch streams going too, but maybe Unleash the Archers would be nice about that, and I could talk with Brittany herself. Who knows?
Are you watching the TV show The Boys? Avery is.
So Avery is in the chat right now. Oh, should he be allowed to get a Slurpee, everyone? Is it okay if Avery gets a Slurpee? Oliver is still down for his nap. Yeah, go get your Slurpee, bud. But first, tell the love of the boys.
He loves the boys. I watched a couple of episodes of The Boys, and it was not my style, but Avery is watching The Boys, and I know it is definitely his style.
I'm sure I would love it if Helmet and Avery love it. Also, The Boys is so good. Go get your Slurper. Okay, and then also, Petra, you asked an awesome question here. What countries do you have the most followers from, and were you surprised when you first looked at the stats? I want to show you guys this, and if y'all can't see it, okay, you probably can see it.
United States.
So this is our stats right here, and I will go read them really quick now. So this is our lifetime viewership, not subscribers. So you did ask specifically where my most subscribers or followers are from, but these are views and all that. So at 12.2% is the United States. And then at second at 12.2% is Indonesia.
Wow.
Finland is third. I thought Finland was going to be 1 or 2 at least. I did not think United States would be there.
Yeah.
India is up there now. I understand why India is there now that we're doing Coke Studio. But then Germany, South Korea, Netherlands, United Kingdom, Japan, and Brazil. All of these make sense.
Yeah.
From all the reactions that we have done, that all makes sense, just not in the order that I thought it would be.
Absolutely.
You meant viewers too, so that's awesome. Perfect. Petra. So yeah, thinking how dominant this channel was with Nightwish and Finnish reactions to the point where some people even think we're Finnish, I'm surprised that's number 3.
We are not many, but we are everywhere.
And Baron Kiro, I did not know you were actually in here. Sorry for missing you. I hope you're doing well, brother. And they're not. I honestly,
Baron Kiro gets the queen wave.
I must admit, Finland has a lot less in their population than I thought too. Yeah. So I always thought it was more people there. But y'all are definitely loud for the amount of people you have and rock the hardest. So
absolutely.
We love Finland.
I'm actually really, just because you brought up Finland, and it made me think of the dinosaur medal. I forget the name. Dinosaur medal for the kids.
Heavysaurus.
Heavysaurus. So I shared Heavy Source reaction that we did on my Facebook, and like the one guy who I know who knows Heavy Source, he's like, "Oh my god! And
How
I
did
was
you
like,
see
How did
this?
you know about this?" He was so excited.
What's funny is I have like a list of reactions I want to get to that are like must do's from very successful like artists or bands that have already come down, and Heavy Source is on there because there's this song called 100, and it's like apparently one of their best ones. So that's just to say this might be coming if you like Heavy Source. But Petra, have you ever felt burnt out? Oh my God, yes. Both ends. I've definitely burnt the stick at both ends multiple times. I still act sometimes like it's just me and that there's only one pace, and that can burn me out. Like trying to rush other people to my pace, that can burn me out. But I think also what Petra is wondering is how much does this burn us out?
So I definitely have felt burnt out with the channel, just in the sense of getting on camera. It's not even reacting to the music. Doesn't have anything to do with the reaction itself. It's mostly the camera. I have
It's your anxieties.
It's my anxiety. I actually have really bad social anxiety. I have a hard time making eye contact, which a lot of you have probably noticed that I'm always looking up and like everywhere but at the camera.
Right.
And that's something that I deal with on a personal level. Just like that kind of communication. So being in front of a camera can be quite difficult for me. However, I would much rather have the burnout of being in front of a camera than the burnout of working retail or a corporate job.
No kidding.
Because I've had that burnout for so long with working corporate jobs and being in just, you know, the hell that is the corporate world that we all live in. And even though there is still the burnout aspect that you get with your own social aspects of being in front of a camera, what have you, with making the videos, it is still a million times better to still be here in doing this with our family, and then even with my husband and being around my children, than in the corporate burnout.
Yeah, and like just as anxious people, that's hard, right? And like when you're so comfortable, I think that's why a lot of people but they stick with their old job because it's not pushing out of your comfort zone. None of these things are like no butterflies in the belly. Like even coming onto this live stream, y'all, we want to be here, but then we get nervous, we get the bellies in, and then there's like, can we make it on? So like we can be our own worst enemies. And that's part of feeling burnt out too, is just that overthinking, when really you guys are such an amazing community and we just need to show our face and be honest more. And that's what we try to do. So
something I want to add, I think actually Petra may have asked this question, or maybe it was someone else, but what was the difference between your original reaction videos to where your reaction videos are at now? And this kind of adds to that burnout kind of question and like all that stuff. But I actually had a really hard time.
Hey, Tari.
Hi, Tari. Going on camera because I had to have my makeup done. I had to have my hair done. I had to
whole process,
sure
right?
It was a whole process.
Yeah.
And so that really added to that burnout kind of aspect, because it was just another level to making sure you were good for the camera.
Yeah.
And now 2 years later, it's like, you guys have seen me like bloated and disgusting at like 9 months pregnant. And now it's like, okay, is my hair washed? Can I let's go on camera?
No kidding. Yeah, yeah.
So like
what a difference.
I'm not wearing any makeup right now. I think my hair is almost dry from our shower, and I'm actually comfortable being here. Oh wow, Petra.
Thank you, Petra.
Thank you.
We love you all.
So
appreciate this.
That is something that you as a community have helped me with.
I can attest to that.
Because of your love and acceptance of us just as individuals and as humans coming onto the screen, regardless of if I'm have my makeup done or anything like that, or you know how we're doing that day. You're just like, hey, we just want to be here for you as the couple that you are. So that has really helped the burnout be less.
Yes.
And helped the comfortability of being here be more, so that we can make sure that we did 104 videos last month.
Yeah, and seeing that, and that's why me as a partner for her, now that she's become part of like the members' reactions, she's pregnant, y'all. Like at the beginning of September, or at the end of August is when our next baby's coming. And I need to learn from my lesson last time. I went a bit too hard once the baby came out in the continuation of not giving us any time away from the channel, which then kept the spiral going, and we never really had time to relax since having our first baby, let alone now our second baby's coming. And we have to be smarter this time with giving us correct time to recover and recoup. Let Alanna work on her body after having 2 pregnancies back to back. And then it still allows me to do these things in front of you guys too, because busy times are upon us. And to answer your question, Helmut, our move is going great. We have everything set and planned. All we need to do is our part now by moving some things. We have people coming in for the floors and all the extra tidy ups, all that set up, staging set up. We even know when we're putting our house up, which is July 4th, we could have it sold before the 11th. And then after the 11th is our next court date for getting custody for Avery. And then after that, we're probably moving. So it's only the 22nd today.
That's
by the 11th.
1,500-kilometer drive.
Yeah. So that's what's coming upon us. But that's what's exciting about life too, y'all. Like you've seen this starting with just me reacting as just Kyle. And then Alanna joined us, and we didn't even have Oliver yet when we first started reacting. So y'all were used to us with just one kid that didn't need our attention, who was a teenager who doesn't want anything to do with us, quote unquote, but he loves us.
Petra says it's the worst mojito ever.
Probably not as bad as hers when she got salt with it.
Mojito.
But yeah, so it's a lot going on, and as things keep changing and moving, I forget how good you guys are at understanding. And that's always been my downfall just as a person, and that's what this community and YouTube has helped me the most, is addressing everyone individually and not coming so quick to getting offended and all that.
Something that I'm really looking forward to, because now that we're doing this move, because of all of you and this community that's come from this channel, we don't have to live this corporate bullshit life anymore, to say it bluntly. And we're able to actually be a family, and we're able to actually come together now. So like with this move, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is I actually want to be able to be mobile, have like an RV life, do things like that, be able to make sure that we can travel and see people and go to the concerts, see the bands, do interviews, have fun, be able to move forward into like this new direction. And with that, that's something that I actually am wanting to utilize my channel for, is like posting about the events outside of the music reactions. Right. So the Madam Nomad that you see me all comment as, is being able to be like, hey, look at like this new life that we're living. Look, we're at the beach. Look, we're able to go camping. Look what we're able to do here, just on a short, like just shorts standpoint. Yeah. So like that's even something that this has allowed us to do, is then to be able to grow. Like Arias in the Nation has like 9 channels. Yeah, incredible how you're bouncing all that, being a father and partner too. Absolutely. And so that really inspires us, both of us. It does. To be able to be like, oh look, Eric, like Daniel's got 9 channels. He's got his wife, he's got his kids, he's got all this stuff going on. Like Tare has her life and her husband and everything that's going. And I find this so inspiring to see all these different creators and what they're putting out there. And that's something that I'm really looking forward to, is also being able to, now that we're in this position where we're going to be able to travel and meet people, is to be able to travel and meet and people. And actually like get more interviews with the musicians themselves and the artists. And I see there's a lot more people talking here too. But yeah, like part of being on a reaction channel is very hard to disappoint, and kind of it teaches you how to be real though, because people can tell when you're faking it as a reactor. Yes, they can. Miles M says, this is the first time I was able to see your live. Do you also do reviews when you're on live stream? I do not, but I want to start doing stuff like that. If I could do some more lives that weren't strictly, full albums or concerts, I don't think it would
be that easy to be taken down. You're only taken down after 40 minutes straight of like using their music at least. So I probably could go live for some other things, and
30 minutes or less.
Yeah. So I definitely considered that, Miles. I know it's so different reacting live compared to not.
Tari says I wouldn't do them on YouTube though.
Exactly. And Tari's the one that's like convinced us and shown us why the Twitch route is the correct route if you want it done perfectly. So we'll definitely be talking to you on that.
And Sip, if you don't have a Twitch, we can always help you figure out how to set one up.
Yeah, it's very simple to set it up, but even if not, then that's just something you won't be a part of, and we have a lot of other things going on, right? Yeah, so this is literally only our third time going live on YouTube, and not shame on us, but we've been busy and we're putting stuff out, but sometimes you forget how much needed this is, even for us. I'm sure like now that this time has gone by, you're like, wow, this is a lot easier. Because for me, I never like looking bad. So coming just online sometimes without a plan for me that's what makes me nervous, I guess.
For me, it's the anticipation. I always think it's I've gone through life always expecting the worst case scenario, never the best case scenario.
Right.
And so there's always that anticipation of going live, and then the camera doesn't work, and then this doesn't turn on, and then blah 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 blah, and then it just kind of tumbles down.
Very true.
And but once we are live and everything's going good, it's like, this was easy. Why was I worried in the first place? And so that is the thing that I am actively working on getting better at, is that negative anticipation instead of positive anticipation going into going live. And I know that once we can switch that negative to positive, that's going to be able to allow us, and me specifically, but allow us to be able to go live more often.
I agree.
The community.
And to be honest, like we all have our own stresses, and after this sale, and we're going to have some stress taken off of us, I feel that's going to really help us go live a lot too.
Mm-hmm. Petra, I'm also a big pessimist. I have experienced the worst, and then I'm always pleasantly surprised. Hey, same.
That's
every day.
That's why I never go out, y'all, and that's my own fault. And then when I end up going out, it's the best time, and I'm usually the party itself, right? So I just want to thank you all again. It's already been 50 minutes. This flies by. We said we'd be here for 30 to an hour. It's clearly past the 30-minute mark. Thank you all for the donations, the time, and the memberships there as well. That's incredible. Though we stopped our memberships for reactions right now, we still have our other memberships that you can choose to be a part of if you want to support us. When we come live, you'll have some different emotes and badges that will be by your name to keep you out. And time is flying right now.
Time is flying. And definitely if it is something that you guys would be interested in, we did make a $5 lurker tier.
Sip, thanks.
Thank you. But we did make a $5 lurker tier for anyone who wants to still be a part of a lurker and kind of support us on a financial basis without getting a reaction just during this time that we're retooling and getting everything figured out. That is there for you. We also have the $1 Chronican tier.
Yes, that Sip's a member of right there.
Yep. So just if that way you can still kind of have a lot of those still benefits without it being, like a big expense or anything like that, as well as free members, which are also there as well.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Sip.
Thank you, Sip.
What do you call it when you like show people around?
Oh, a house tour.
There you go.
Who would want to have a house tour?
So I'm putting out a poll here. And again, thank you so much, Sip. And hopefully it went to some people that we know and all that. And Avery's back. So that's great.
Sip.
Nice.
We're going to have to make a top hat, for our $1 tier. Everyone gets a little top hat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Okay. And then what I said is, do you want a tour of the house at the end of this stream here? I don't think y'all have really seen this place, and it's going to be one of the last times you'll ever see where we were living for our lives.
Mhm.
And obviously, it's not in the best shape because it's in move mode.
It's in move
But
mode.
I can take this and keep it on the Wi-Fi, then take this to go, and we can show around.
Mhm. Oh, Tari's gonna go and game with her sister. Of course, Tari, thank you so much for being here, and love to you. And I hope you enjoy your game with your sister. It's probably phasmophobia, isn't it?
Thank you for stopping by, Tari.
Thank you. Sipping the.
Oh, you got a cookie at 7-Eleven. Good job, Avery.
Nice.
So I think now that we're getting to the end here, and
Hell Drivers
2. I wonder if anyone knows, at the very beginning of this conversation, there was a random thing said that was about,
Oh, it was
like what's our 2A?
Yeah, what do you think about 2A?
What is your 2A?
I don't know.
Whatever. But okay, you have one more question. So yeah, let's put out, if anyone has any more questions, put them out right now. We'll answer them, and then we'll give you the house tour to finish off this amazing stream.
Any favorite movies? It doesn't matter if it's horror or anything. My favorite movie of all time is Secondhand Lions.
Really? Okay. Yeah. I remember that one with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Secondhand Lions
Good pick.
is my favorite movie.
Wow. And if y'all don't know that one, let her explain. My favorite is The Shawshank Redemption. I don't think there's a better story told. And if y'all haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Secondhand Lions, go check it out.
Oh.
So I was going to play Dead Space when you're done.
Nice. Enjoy Dead Space, Petra. So, Umar Pasha, where does Pakistani music stand in global music? Do you ever see a chance of it hitting global audiences? Yeah.
Yes.
And why I do is because of Coke Studio, what they're doing with that. If Coke Studio can't do it, I don't know who can. It is going worldwide. I mean, it's trending all the time. The behind the scenes of these it's the most incredible team. So like Yulfi himself, the guy who's running it, is just one of the best humans I've ever met. And yeah, I can see it going global for sure.
Absolutely.
I think the world needs to see that it's not the same way the media has portrayed them, at least in North America.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
What are y'all looking for this year the most?
I'm really looking forward to having a baby.
Yeah, that thing in there, family time.
Yeah. We don't know if we're having a boy or a girl. We haven't found out. So it's going to be a surprise when we just have the baby. And I'm really looking forward to being back on the island with family. I was really looking forward to going and seeing Epica.
Yeah, bring it up.
I think this is the perfect place to bring it up. But after just with doctor's appointments and stuff like that, I have found out that I will not be cleared to fly in time for the concert. So Kyle will be going to go see Epica without me, and I will be staying home with the family. So I was looking forward to that, but I'm also just really looking forward to being home with my family and my parents. And Kyle will be there.
I still got to represent y'all. We still got to get this done.
Represent. I won't be there, but Kyle's going to be there.
I am very lucky she's going to let me still go there. Then all of y'all can see it too when it happens. And maybe we'll go see that Mexico show.
Maybe we'll go see the Mexico show.
But yeah, so well done to drop that. That was something we were going to let y'all know, is when I got these tickets,
he didn't know
I didn't know she was pregnant. And then when we found out she was pregnant, we kind of were just hoping it would work. And then when you find out the actual timing, and then we are probably going to have to do a C-section.
It's looking most likely like it's going to be a C-section. With my last 2 pregnancies, I had to have an emergency C-section. And I am specifically like on the dot okay to try and have a natural birth. But with the complications that arose from the last 2 attempted natural births, it's looking like it's going to be a C-section again, which will cause a minimum 6 weeks healing period. So I won't be able to be cleared to fly, let alone mosh pit at Epica. So.
Yeah. So it's really sad. And I really thought we were going to lose the whole thing after talking about it. But thank God, I have an amazing woman that says, no, go do it. Go have a great time, which is something I'm going to need as well. Like Petra was talking about, how we felt burnt out. Yeah. Do we need a vacation? Yeah. Am I getting one? Yeah. I'm really sorry, honey. I'm really sorry. But that's what's amazing also about going to the island is my whole family, her whole family's there ready to support and love as well.
Omar says, thank you for all you do. As a Pakistani living in California, it's hard to share my joy of Pakistani music with anyone. Your videos give me a feeling of sharing that moment with a friend. Aww.
That's incredible. And thanks, because that's what the goal of the Coke Studio was to find people in the West to help share in the West.
Absolutely.
Like, actually, that was one of their goals. So to know you're from California as a Pakistani living there and you have not felt comfortable sharing your music, but now we have helped with that. I mean, come on, y'all. Even if you don't know Coke Studio or Pakistan music, that's exciting and amazing to get behind. And we do have another ad coming. So after this ad break, we will go and do this house tour, and hopefully going from LAN to Wi-Fi is not going to stop this stream. And the baby's awake now, so you get to see.
Perfect. So in these 3 seconds, I'm going to go grab the baby.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we know the ad is in right now.
Unless they have YouTube Premium.
Unless they got YouTube Premium, we're going to end the poll. Most of you said good to go. This has been a great time. Again, thank you all for the donations, for the gifted members, for the time, for the love, for always being here. It's incredible. We hope we can be here for all of you more moving forward now. And I don't know if that ad is still going. Hopefully it's done. But we're going to attempt to do this. So while I go here, what I just realized is I'm going to have to carry this. I'm going to have to carry the mic with me to keep things talking.
Oh, I can carry the mic.
All right.
Hold on. See?
Nice. Stick with us. Say hi, Olivers.
There we go.
Hey, buddies.
There we go.
Little Ollies.
Got it.
Nice. Okay. We're getting there, y'all.